I had a look at all the comments this morning. Thank you very much, boys and girls. Best lot of comments I've ever had. There's some really good ones in there and a bit of encouragement, which always helps. In particular, a real nice comment from my friend Mike over in the States. He put a really lengthy comment in there, just explaining a few things, and I've read it twice before I come out this morning. I'm going to read it again a bit later, and you want to have a look at it really, because it does make a lot of sense. And yeah, maybe ought to sometimes remember what I've actually got and what I actually am. I've got a really old machine here. I'm in a damp old shed, and I'm a plumber, not a machinist. I'm trying my best to get it as good as I can, so I'll keep reminding myself that. So right, what I'm going to do now is I've dressed the wheel. I've just brought it down and I've touched a bit of paper under it, so we've just got to go down another 2 or 3 thou. I'm going to take just a light skim off the top of this. I've cleaned the surface plate down again this morning, and who was it, Michael, that said maybe I should put a little bit more pressure on my DTI gauge, on my test gauge, because it wasn't Michael, it was somebody else. But anyway, I've given the surface table a really good clean down, and I had a look at my original block, the big one I've made, and I couldn't understand for the life of me why, while I'm talking, let's have this going, I couldn't understand for the life of me why I seem to remember having that block near enough 0, 0 all the way round. I think I had about a tenth difference in it. So I've got my, I made some of those precision stones, courtesy of Robin Renzetti, and I went over my stones, over my block with the stones. Now I must have had a burr on the back of it, because I've checked my block all the way round and it's within a tenth, which is where I thought it was. And then right, that's just touching. I'll just grab this to show you. I've got a pair of these, and they're pretty bloody good actually, and it's the only known thing that I've got that I know is, it's not banged about. There's a few stain marks on them, but they're in really good order. I went over this with a stone in all directions, and I get a difference between this side and that side of about a tenth, which, to be honest, made me feel a lot better, because I then thought, well, mine's not actually that bad, is it? So it's going to increase the travel a bit. So after checking that block and finding that I was right and it was about a tenth out, I'm going to go over this one again. I've dressed the wheel, but what I'm going to do differently is I'm not going to put any coolant on, because I think when I did the original one, when I did the final grinding, I didn't run it with coolant. And one other good thing that Michael pointed out to me, all these holes on here, even though I went over it quite thoroughly, I thought, with the airline, to get every bit of oil out from when I was drilling and tapping them, and to get all the coolant out when it was on here, like Michael said, you could have ended up with some residue in here that was coming out underneath the block. That could have been giving me a bit of deviation as well. And while we're on the subject of getting some good pointers, Mike also said to me that although I had that part at an angle yesterday, he knew straight away why I was doing it. I was doing it like that, so it's less likely to produce any heat in the block. Now, you really want to be doing that if you've got long, thin pieces, This, not going to matter a buggery really, unless you was taking, 10 or 15 thou off it, then it would eventually get warm, I suppose. But for finishing off like we're doing here, shouldn't make any difference. So we're now back pretty much square with the wheel. I'm just going to go backwards and forwards on this side. I'm going to dress the wheel again just lightly, and I'm going to do the other side, then we'll get it back on the surface plate and see if we've made any improvements like this. Another guy, I can't remember his name, thanks for the comment. He mentioned to me about dressing the wheel, and he said where he used to work, or where he does work, can't remember, even when they turned the grinder off, they would redress the wheel if they were doing something that needed to be, you know, on the money, so to speak. But we can already see, look, we're slightly low here, but it's not taking all that Sharpie line off. So I got the other block within a tenth all the way around, so that means that other block is within half a 10,000th of an inch in any direction in the plane it's in at the moment, which I'm more than happy with. I mean, it's fantastic for me, that is. So anyway, we'll get this done and then we'll get back on the surface plate and we'll have a look, see if we can do any better. You'd think one would be enough, wouldn't you? Go down to there, look. There we go. There's another one. What a beast. He won't be long turning your garden over, would he? We've got that one there. And then we've got the one down there. You'd think two would be enough, wouldn't you? Ah, look here. Sorry if the audio's not very good, I haven't got the mic on, we're just picking up what the camera picks up. I don't think they're going to be long doing this field, do you? So, some of you guys and some of you boys and girls out there like your tractors. And this is right alongside my back garden. I've no idea in the last 5 minutes how much money has just driven past me. There's the man going down there. And there's your other one still down there. He must be deciding what... Oh no, he's moving. Anyway, the grinder should have warmed up a bit by now, so we'll go back to the workshop. I forgot to say, this coolant in my machine here, it's had a lot of hammer, and it's the same coolant that's been in this machine since I bought it. Obviously I put it in, obviously. I don't know, but there'll be hopefully one or two of you out there watching this that most probably will know. Could you tell me whether, if the coolant's really old, I mean it could have a lot of debris in it for all I know, could that be a reason as well why I maybe didn't get quite as good a, not the finish, but maybe it wasn't quite as accurate as it was when I did the other block? Anyway, let me know what you think. This is the second side. I can already tell you I'm getting a better finish than I did when I had the coolant on. More uniform, although I can still see the odd little chatter mark in it. But I was reading through Michael's comment again, and he was basically saying to me that some people will chase surface finish and they think that's maybe the way to go, but it's not. It doesn't really matter, I suppose, what the surface finish is like. It's the accuracy of the block. It's a bit like I have a few rifles upstairs, 243, 204, 17 Ackley Hornet, I sacrifice the speed of the rounds out of my rifles because I load my own. Accuracy is king, not the speed of the bullet. And I suppose what Michael's trying to say to me, and he's right, surface finish on this block is not king. It's the accuracy of the block, innit? So that's what we're going to aim for. Take that back to the beginning. This is exactly what I did on the other side. I'll let it go across. I'm going to put a couple of tenths on it. I'm going to let it come back across at that. Shut the feed down a little bit on the y-axis. X-axis I'll leave going the same speed. So once it's come to me and then gone back again on the same setting, sparked out, I'll be back on the surface plate. Right, we'll see what we've done this time, shall we, boys? So a bit of a wipe down. Can we pick up that finish? Surface finish is better than it was yesterday. See, I've got a few scratches on there where I pulled it off the surface, off the grinder. Right, we'll get everything as clean as I can. Right. Let's put that onto 0, shall we? Right, what do you reckon before I move it? Now, can we see that? I'll lean over a little bit, trying to block out the light from the one above me. Right, so we're just a tad over 0 there. All across there. Right, we're a tenth high. Tenth low. Tenth low, so that's where we started, isn't it? 10th low. Half a tenth low. Half a tenth low. What are we there? No, we're about 0, aren't we? I can feel the blocks trying to stick to the table. Half a tenth there, maybe. Oh shit. Well, I've hit the thing. Right, so that's basically now saying we're about a tenth. So if we've got that to within a tenth all the way along the top, let's say it's a tenth and a half. So that means that that block is parallel anywhere on there to within 3/4 of a tenth, isn't it? Because, you know, you obviously half it. So this is my original block, the one I was struggling with yesterday, because I couldn't understand why I wasn't getting, why it was so far out compared to when I'd ground it before. So let's just have a look at this one. So how far is that needle coming? So that needle's, there's about 3/4 of a turn on that needle, so it's putting a bit of pressure on it. I'm listening to what I was told in the comments. 0, 0. What we're there, we're about anywhere between half and a tenth. Tenth. Doesn't help that I keep dropping it. Now you see I've ballsed it up now, haven't I? To start again. Hit the needle. It is really difficult trying to get. Right, so let's just turn it that way. So we're 0 there. Half a tenth in the middle. Half a tenth on the end. Turn it slowly. Tenth there. So you come back to there, it's, you know, it's a 1/10 and a half. Oh, shit. I can feel the block sticking to the table, so even though I've given this table a good clean out, there's still some gunk on it. Well, unless it's that flat that it's sucking itself to the table. So that's back to 0 on that side. 0 there. The block's actually taking some pressure to move it because it's sticking to the table. 0 there. That block is within a 1/10 in any direction, so that block's within half a 1/10 all the way around, isn't it? Well, from this surface to the bottom surface. Oops. So, right, what are you going to do next, Al? Don't know. Well, I do now, actually. So the smaller block's going to be for my mate Robin. So then now I'm going to have to come back to try to grind these two sides parallel with these two. So I'm going to have to start taking some more measurements, and we'll have a look at that and see how far out we are. Right, so check these two sides. This is what we were grinding before. So what are we getting there? Just a bit. So I'm going to try and hold this part without moving it. So we're on 0 there. What are we getting there? We're getting +5. That seems rather a lot. Yeah. God, it is bloody phonetic, isn't it? Fiddly. Was it because I was between the O's? Oh, I was, yeah. Right, so we're +2/10 that side. Let's just do this again. And you see, it changes every bloody time you do it. I let go, that's on 0. Let's try that on this side. Well, you would say there's not a lot wrong with that, wouldn't you? Yeah, that's why. Right, come on, Al, pull your finger out. What are you doing? Right, touch that. Off, on, off, on. That's bouncing back to 0. I'll come up nice and slow. I do remember this being a couple of 1/10 out. That's saying that that's just over a 1/10. Right, so it's smack bang onto 0. Tell you what though, I never wiped the front of them off. I could have a bit of dirt on there, couldn't I? In fact, just let me I'll run one of my stones across the front here, just to take off any burrs that might be making things a bit difficult. Right, try again. I'm leaving all this video in, lads, so you, you can see what a bit of a pain in the arse it is. Right, well, that's constantly bouncing just a tad over 0. It's over 0. Try this side again. Yeah, nearly 2/10. So that means that this block in the long part of it, it's within a 1/10, isn't it? Now, I do want to grind these surfaces, this top and bottom one. So that's basically saying you see now we're at now 3 and a bit. I bet if I go this side we're a bit low again. Could be because I've touched the screw at the back. Yeah, there we go. In fact, was that me doing that all the time, you donkey? 0, 0, 2/10. When I feel that I've got it right, I'm always bouncing back between 1 and 2/10. Now, that would mean that this side of the block is slightly higher. So I'll have to grind a 1/10 step in there to bring that down. And I've got to be honest, I don't really think I can do that because a 1/10 is just... So let's say that this side is +2, 2/10. I don't think I can grind a 2/10 step in there. I'm going to give it a go because I'm going to put this on the grinder, this facing up, and I'm just going to come down till I just touch it, clean up the top. I'll dress the wheel first, I'll clean up the top, and then when I come back I'll put a down feed of, hang on, let's think about it. If it's 2/10 out, do I only want to be putting a 1/10 on? But I do, don't I? Well, we'll try it anyway. I'll see if I can just put 1/10 cut on it, come across, we'll recheck it, and if it's brought it in alright with this side down on the surface plate, then I can put it back on the grinder with this side down, can't I? Grind the opposite side flat to that, and then flip it over, and then just give this side a little kiss, and then it should be done, he says. Right. I won't bore you with any more stuff on the grinder for the time being, boys. I'll go and give it a go, and then we'll see you back on the surface plate. Right, let's see how we've done, shall we? I can still feel bits on this surface plate. It's amazing what your skin picks up on it. Right, this is my block. I've reground all 4 sides to make it look pretty. Might not be the best thing to do in the world, but we'll see. Right, so we're +2/10, no, -2/10 there. 0, 0, to the middle, 0, oh sugar. This is the trouble, once you come off it you've got to reset the bloody gauge again. 0, 0, 0. Now we're getting +1/10 there. We're getting -1 now, and then we're getting 0 there, so it's the gauge is jumping about a bit. 0 there, 0 there. Right, so we know top and bottom, let me just bring it out a bit, yep, top and bottom's parallel, and then the next bit that we needed to work on was the top size, wasn't it? So I've been giving that a bit of attention. So let's just have a quick look there, shall we? Down a bit. Too much. I need to get myself a better one of these, it's no good. Right, let's try this then. So let's bring her up till she touches. Right, that's repeating onto 0. It's saying a 1/10 under. I thought it would have been about somewhere between a 1/10. Now it's saying 2/10 under. Tapping it, trying to get it to settle out. Look. And as I'm tapping it, it seems to be climbing a bit. Right. So we're settling on 0 there. virtually on zero there. So that block, for all intensive purposes, is, for me, bloody brilliant. So tomorrow, what we're going to have to work on are the two ends. So we'll have a quick check now, so I can dream tonight, can't I, and think about what I'm going to do tomorrow. You sad muppet. Because I can't remember whether I checked the two ends before when I was last doing this. Right, are we in the, move the focus point, there we go. Right, let's I'm going to repeat. Well, it's giving us an idea, isn't it? That's you can hear me tapping the bottom of the block, can't you? That's somewhere about minus 2 tenths. Let's get somewhere there. Alright, so this side, look, we're low. So that means that the block is high on that bottom edge. So if we're, what are we this side? We're minus, we'll say 14. These are tenths, by the way. Mind you, here's me saying minus 14. I don't think we was at 0 that side, was I? It is so fiddly with these tenth gauges, I must admit. Right, are we getting a reliable tap there? I know when I was watching Steve Barton and he was saying he sells these blocks for about $1,000 or over, I must admit a bit of me thought, bloody hell, they're expensive. Well, I kind of see why. Yeah, you see we're getting a different reading now, that's saying that we're minus 7. So, depending on what you... I'll just see if that'll repeat like that again. Well, that'll give me some other bit of an idea, won't it? Right, so we're tapping back on 0 there. Oh, we're still in the shop. Yeah, yeah. I hope the gauge isn't blown out. Yeah, we're getting about minus 7. So it means that this bottom side down here, can you see that one? You can't, we can't see the side, but alright, the letter H, so that's high there, isn't it? Because it's tilting it over that way. So tomorrow I'm going to put this end down on the grinder, grind the bottom, just take a flash cut over it. Oops. You see, look, 7 or 8 now, and then grind a step in there, and then we'll see if we can get that spot on. If I can get it anywhere close to what I've got the other two sides, I should be well happy. And then we know that side's parallel to that side on that block for my friend Robin, and then we will do what Mr. Barton did. In fact, I just realised I don't think I've got any bolts, but we will bolt that block to that block. We'll lift it up a bit like that, and then we'll grind this top parallel. Look at that, look, sticking together. That's pretty impressive, that, considering that's all the holes. Let me put the holes slightly. Yeah, that's not bad at all. So yeah, if we grind that face parallel with this block, which we know now is good, that means it will put this face parallel with that face, and then once I've ground that, I can literally take that off the block, can't I? Put that straight down on the grinder that way, and then I should be then, because these sides, the two sides and the bottom will be parallel, to be able to grind that in with the others, and then we can then put that block that way up, can't we? We can just run a DTI gauge up and down the side to make sure we're somewhere close. Well, not somewhere close, we'll make sure we're on the money, and then grind this top, and this top will be parallel to that side and that side and this side, and then put it that way down on the grinder, and then grind the bottom. Hope I'm making sense. I'm beginning to wonder myself a bit. Now you can see, can't hear the difference now in the finish. I've got a few marks on here where I've been moving things about. But look, it's, yeah, I'm quite happy. Right, so balancing the wheel, has it made any difference? Yeah, not quite as much as I'd hoped, but it definitely was worthwhile doing. I've learnt a few things on the grinder this afternoon as well, which I will show you tomorrow. I'll get this video uploaded tonight. So if you're wondering why I'm just taking my apron off, I'll get this video uploaded tonight, and then tomorrow we'll crack on again, see if we can get these finished, because it'd be nice to get them done and get that one to my friend Robin, although I can't give him it yet because we're all in lockdown still, but at least it's there ready. I'll put a little bit of oil on it, put it in the house somewhere for him out of the way along with that one. So I'm now going to go in the house and have some dinner, and then we will go for our daily walk, get a bit of exercise. So anyway, see you tomorrow.